So I got this huge wide open field that's recently been plowed. So I'm just kind of crisscrossing, going everywhere, not trying to do a grid pattern. It's just way too big. But this field had multiple divisions of Union troops moving right through it, moving artillery, moving just a lot of troops and equipment. So I found stuff in the area, but it's just obviously it's hit or miss. It's deep, so that's good. But yeah, with all this being freshly plowed, it's just a really good time to be detecting, because something that could have been, a foot deep last year or earlier in the summer, with it being plowed and the ground being turned up, it could easily be sitting right on the top now. So yeah, it's going to be aluminum. All right, we'll keep going. Okay, so this is like a 29. In this field, it's just the aluminum is anywhere from the teens to 20s, but it's just, see that? It's just everywhere. That's it. All right, on to the next. Hey, so I found this piece right here. It looks like a fragment to a bullet. So here's the thing. So I know this would be a fragment of a Civil War bullet. It looks like it's got teeth marks on it. I found bullets with teeth marks. What I want, put in the comments, because I have heard a lot of people say that that was false, that the Civil War soldiers would bite down on bullets when they were wounded to kind of stop the pain. I understand. I've heard people mention, well, the doctors wouldn't do that if they were amputating someone's leg. Then you'd have someone with a bullet, him choking on the operating table. My thoughts are, I'm not talking about the operating table. And I know that there's hogs and animals and everything that are out there chewing on stuff over the years. I get that. But let me know what you guys think, because I found a lot of chewed bullets. I found them in foxholes, in trenches where there was battle going on. So let me know what you think. Put it in the comments. Do you think that's a myth, or do you think that that's legit? What have you guys found out there? All right, so this is like a 25 to 28. That's a good number for buttons, but obviously it's also a good button for aluminum. I did find a few weeks ago right here in this field, I did find, actually really close to where I'm at right now, I did find a button, a Civil War button that looked like it had been damaged, like from an explosion is what it looked like. Not really chewed up by, farming and stuff. So here we go. Another lead ball. I found a lot of these here right in this area. So a lot of these, actually. This is the size of what would be in a buck and ball, kind of a shotgun round. But as you can see, this is just recently. A lot of them. Yeah, a lot of them. So, all right, we'll keep looking. All right, so this is like a, 26, 27. It's like aluminum all day long, but that's a coin. And at a 25, it should be a nickel. And that's what it is. Man, I have not dug a coin in seems like weeks. I'll look at the date later, but it's obviously modern. So we will keep going. Alright, so I think this is another bullet fragment. Let's see. Yeah, I can see it. That is definitely a bullet fragment. See that? You can see one of the rings. There'd be a 3-ring or 2-ring or whatever, but you can almost see part of the ring. So, alright. It means there's got to be other pieces. I actually found a piece like this just 10 minutes ago, not far from here. So, I'll kind of do a spiral and see what might be in this one area. Okay, this is between a 48 and 51, which that is. Well, now it's around a 45, but that is really in the Civil War bullet range. Come on. Damn, the camera shut off there for a second, but it was a piece of aluminum. So, yeah, it was just perfect where a bullet should be, but we will keep looking. I know there's stuff right here in this area, so I just got to pay attention because the signals could be really faint. All right, keep going. All right, so this one, it's got to be deep because it was almost not a target. It's just such a faint sound, and it wasn't really telling me one way or the other on the 2D screen of the Manticore. So I figure, well, let's flip the plug, get a little dirt off of it, and see what that does to the sound. And it did improve it, so I'm kind of curious what could be in here. Looks like I got it in the plug. Or not in the plug, but in my hand rather, and then I dropped it, so. Oh, holy crap. Holy crap. Look what I got. Oh my gosh. I know exactly what I have. Oh my gosh. Look at that. That is a Williams cleaner with the plunger still in it. Look at that. I have never found one like that. I mean, you normally find them. This is a dropped bullet. If it had been fired, this rear portion wouldn't be in here. So I'll explain more what it is, but basically this piece back here is separate, and it's like a T. It's part of it is going up inside the bullet. So when they put it in and they fire it, all the gunpowder and everything behind this pushes this piece into the bullet and makes it expand and get really tight on the outside edge of the bore of the rifle, and it just makes it a lot more accurate because it's a super tight fit. But this usually disconnects. This back piece usually disconnects from this, and I found several Williams. This is probably a Type 3 Williams cleaner bullet, but I have never found one with the plunger still attached, which would pretty much mean that it was dropped. Oh my gosh, I am so excited with this. I'm going to keep doing this area. And this was a signal that was so faint. I mean, like I said, it wasn't even really a signal. It was almost just like interference noise that I've been getting from the detector, because I am starting to get near some power lines. So I am so glad I stopped. I'm going to focus a little bit more and pay attention to those faint signals like that. All right. Whoops. I would say find of the day, but let's go see what else we can find.
So this is a Williams cleaner type 3. I explained in the field what they do, how they work. The significance of this is that it's all in one piece. Now, I found these before, and usually find them the bullet with that piece in the plunger in the bottom missing. And here's a actual plunger that I dug, but to find them both together for me was cool. It's the first complete one. Obviously it was dropped, it was unfired, but just very cool to have this in the collection.
So I don't know what this is. It's got a really old look to it. What the heck is that? It's like it's bronze or brass, but you can see, you see how this is kind of ornate right here. And it's got this piece that obviously went into something. And it's curved. You could tell it's meant to be curved. But what is that? I'm thinking, like, could that be part of a sword? Like the end piece or something?
Hey, so this is a pretty unique piece. When I dug it, I thought that it could be the butt end of a sword. That's what popped into my head when I first dug it. That's called a pommel. It's not a pommel. It looks to be a very old brass pull knob to a cabinet or a drawer. Where I found it, there's a lot of Civil War stuff right there. We're on a Civil War battleground. A house has never been there. Finding a piece like this to a house, I don't know why it's out in the field, but this is also where the Union headquarters was set up during this battle. So generals have field desks and all that kind of stuff. I'm not saying that that's what this is, but that's kind of where my mind was going, considering where I found it. But it's a cool find.
So I don't know what this is. It's stamped. You can see the edge where it's broke off. I don't know. My first thought, it almost seems like it's part of an old belt plate. See that? Like a US. I don't know. I mean, I'd just be guessing, but I need to clean it up a little bit more. Boy, wouldn't that be cool? I don't think there's anything else in the hole, but I'm going to check. So, I'm going to set this aside. Just on the off chance. Yeah, I think that was just a fragment just right there. Dang. I would freak out if I dug a belt buckle. Alright, well, let's see if the other pieces are nearby.